The doctor just looked at the man's labs. He was so scared, he put on a mask. The man was trying to figure out what was going on. There's a serious infectious patient. He needs to be taken to the isolation room right away. You guys get ready. Tony was then rushed to isolation by a group of paramedics. At the same time, there was another man named Tony in the crowd. He was also carrying the lab results to the doctor. Tony saw what was going on in the hallway. He was curious to find out what was going on. I've heard it's a virulent disease, highly contagious. It looks serious. What kind of infection is this? As soon as he spoke, his doctor was just passing by. Tony rushed forward and gave the doctor the test results. The doctor looked at it and saw that everything was fine. He told Tony to get out of here. But Tony didn't know that his lab results belonged to someone else. 10 minutes earlier, he had just picked up the lab results from the table when he ran into someone he knew. While they were chatting, another man named Tony came to pick up his lab results. He saw that the name was correct and went to the attending doctor. Then the two Tonys got the wrong labs. Isolated. Tony doesn't know what's going on. When he saw the medical staff around him, he couldn't help but panic. What's happening to me? The doctor who arrived told the patient that he had a virus, and that it was highly contagious. Tony was helpless. He was a journalist and hadn't seen any recent reports of the virus. He had never been in contact with animals. How could I be infected? That's what we're trying to find out. Do I look sick to you? That's the question that seems to have stumped the doctors. They were trying to find the cause as quickly as possible. The doctors began to test Tony's blood 24 hours a day. On the other hand, after Tony learned that his health was fine, he quickly left the hospital and continued to drive a taxi. And for the next few days, he drove customers around the city as usual. In the hospital, Tony was on a drip every day. He could only keep up with the news through the newspaper the nurses bought. But this day, Tony was picking up the newspaper when he realized there was something wrong with his patient card. So he took it out and checked that his name was correct. But the age on the card was wrong. He went to the nurse and asked if it was wrong. My age is 36. How can it be 30? At the same time, the staff realized that no virus had been detected in Tony's blood sample. They pulled the previous sample and compared it. There were two blood samples. Yesterday's was type A. Today's is type B. It's from both. It's from both of them. Oh, my God. He's got people in isolation who aren't sick. He's got people in quarantine who don't have the disease and people with the zone virus who are missing. Tony in the ward was furious at the news. I just want my original labs. It's proof of your negligence. The staff wanted Tony to keep the story quiet for the time being. It would be very bad publicity. But Tony, as a journalist, he knew it was a great story. He announced it when he got out of the hospital. And another driver, Tony, was shaving in his taxi. He suddenly hears the news on the radio. The driver hastily pulled out his sick list from behind the front fender of the car and examined it. He realized instantly that he was the one with the virus. The driver quickly drove home, but he had no intention of turning himself in at the hospital. Since there's not much time left in life, Tony the driver wants to do something big.